Good morning, everyone. Dear students, let's continue with the line by line explanation of second half of the first chapter, that is the third level by Jack Finney. Earlier we read that having worked late at the office, Charlie was fatigued and bored. He wished to return to his wife Louisa as fast as possible. The bus would have taken longer to cover the distance, so he decided to take the subway. In a hurry to take a train back home, Charlie came to Grand Central Station from Vanderbilt Avenue and took 2 flights of stairs to reach the second level from where his train was to leave. He got lost while ducking into an arched doorway which led to the subway, and he found himself into a tunnel. Charlie compares the Grand Central Station to a tree. Just like a tree grows, putting forth new leaves, new branches, and spreading new roots, in the same way, Grand Central Station seemed to have been putting new corridors, new staircases, new doorways. Charlie didn't tell his psychiatrist friend about the tunnel. When he reached the third level was more or less similar to that of the second level, but it had comparatively smaller rooms, fewer ticket windows and train gates. The information booth in the center was made of wood and it was of old style. There were open flame gas lights also there in the third level. Continue. There were brass spittoons on the floor, and across the station a glint of light caught sight of my eye. Spittoon is a vessel for spitting into it. There were brass spittoons on the floor, and on the station Charlie saw that glint of light was there. Glint means sudden flash. A man was pulling a gold watch from his vest pocket. Vest is a jacket without collar or arms. He put out a gold watch from his pocket. He snapped open the cover. Snapped means opened quickly with a sharp noise. Glanced at it. He glanced at the watch and frowned means wrinkled. He wore a derby hat, a black 4-button suit, and tiny lapels. The man Charlie saw at the railway station, he was wearing a derby hat, black 4-button suit, and with tiny lapels. Lapels means collar. He had a big black handlebar mustache. Mustache of handlebar shape. Then I looked around and saw that everyone in the station was dressed just like 1890 something. When Charlie looked carefully, he was able to understand that everyone was dressed just like 1890s. I never saw so many beard, sideburns, and fancy mustaches in my life. People had new styles of beards, sideburns, and mustache. A woman walked in through the train gate. Just then, a woman entered from the train gate. She wore a dress with leg of mutton sleeve and skirt to the top of her high button shoes. Back of her, out on the tracks, I caught a glimpse of a locomotive. Just then, on the path, Charlie saw a locomotive. Locomotive is an engine. A very small carrier arrives. Like a locomotive, the locomotive was of Carrier and Ice Company with a funnel-shaped stack. Funnel-shaped means keep की shape का, stack means chimney. Then I knew. Then Charlie was able to understand that here everything was just as it used to be in 1890s in the time of his grandfather. To make sure, I walked over to the newsboy and glanced at the stack of papers at his feet. To make certain, Charlie went to a boy who was selling newspapers and looked intently at the pile of papers. Stack means adhere. It was The World. The name of the newspaper was The World. The World hasn't been published for years. The World used to be published before so many years. The lead story said something about President Cleveland. The head news was about President Cleveland. I have found that front page since in the public library files, and it was printed June 11, 1894. To convince himself, Charlie went to the public library and he saw the newspaper The World there. It was printed on June 11, 1894. I turned towards the ticket window, knowing that here, on the third level at Grand Central, I could buy tickets that would take Louisa and me anywhere in the United States we wanted to go. Just then Charlie thought that it was good that he had reached the third level, so he wanted to purchase 2 tickets for Galesburg, Illinois, where he himself and his wife Louisa wanted to go in the year 1894. I wanted 2 tickets to Galesburg, Illinois. Have you ever been there? Then Charlie gives a description of Galesburg, Illinois. It's a wonderful place and he appreciates the place. It's a wonderful town with big old frame houses, huge lawns, tremendous trees. Tremendous means huge trees whose branches meet overhead and roof the streets. The branches of those trees went towards the roofs of the houses. And in 1894, summer evenings were twice as long. Summer evenings were long. People sat out on their lawns, men smoking cigar and talking quietly with each other. The women waving palm leaf fans. Women are waving palm leaf fans here. With the First World War still 20 years old, World War Second over 40 years in the future. I wanted 2 tickets for that because in 1890s 20 years were remaining for the First World War to be started and 40 years were remaining for the Second World War to be started. That was why it was peaceful, nothing wrong was there, and he wanted to enjoy to go to Galesburg, Illinois. The clerk figured the fare. He glanced at my fancy hat bag. Figured means estimated. The clerk was estimating about the fare. Just then he glanced at Charlie. But he figured the fare I had enough for 2 coach tickets one way. When Charlie was told how much he would have to pay, Charlie was able to understand that he had sufficient money for 2 tickets of one side. When I counted out the money and looked up, just then Charlie was counting the money and he was looking towards the clerk. The clerk was staring at me. Staring means glanced, looking intently. The clerk was staring at Charlie. He nodded at the bills. He nodded while he was watching the bills. That isn't money, master. He told Charlie that was not the money, and if you are trying to skin me, you will not get very far. He told Charlie that if he wanted to cheat him, he would not be escaped. And he glanced at the cash drawer beside him. Just then, the clerk glanced at the cash drawer. Of course, the money was old-style bills. Charlie he was able to understand that money in his drawer was of old style. Half again as big as the money we use nowadays. That was bigger than the money which is used nowadays in 20th century. And that was totally different looking. I turned away and got out fast. Charlie was afraid because there is nothing nice about jail even in 1894. That was why he ran away from there. And that was that. I left the same way I came. After that, Charlie returned from the same way from which he had gone. Next day during lunch hour, I drew $300 out of the bank, nearly all we had. He went to the bank and he drew out $300 which he only had and bought old style currency. That really worried my psychiatrist friend. He went to a coin dealer shop and purchased old style currency. The psychiatrist friend Sam Winner was puzzled at this. But you have to pay a premium. One can find the old style currency from a coin dealer's shop, but one have to pay a premium. Premium means extra amount. My $300 bought less than 200 in old style bills. Charlie got less than 200 in return of 300, but I didn't care. But he was not disturbed because eggs were 13 cents a dozen in 1894. In those days, things were very cheap. Eggs could be purchased 13 cents a dozen. Cent is pennies, that is the hundredths of the basic unit of the amount. But I have never again found the corridor that leads to the third level at the Grand Central Station. After that, changing the money from the bank, he was not able to find the door from which he had gone to the third level, although I have tried often enough. He had tried so many times. Actually, the third level didn't exist at all. It was only the figment of imagination of Charlie. It was a waking dream wish fulfillment, so he was not able to search that gate once again. Louisa was pretty worried when I told her all this. When Charlie told the whole situation to his wife, she was puzzled. and didn't want me to look for the third level anymore. She didn't want that I should search for the third level. After a while I stopped, and I stopped that. I went back to my stamps. After that I continued my stamp collection. But now we are both looking every weekend, because now we have proof that the third level is still there. Once again, Charlie is puzzled. He is lost in imagination. After that, they both of them are searching for the third level. My friend Sam Winner disappeared. Because his psychiatrist friend disappeared, nobody knew where, but I sort of suspected because Sam is a city boy. I used to tell him about Galesburg. I went to school there, and he always said he liked the sound of the place, and that's where he is all right in 1894. But Charlie is convinced that Sam Winner had gone to the third level. Because he is a city boy, usually he used to discuss with Charlie about Galesburg, Illinois, because in his childhood Charlie used to go to school there, and he always told him that the place was very beautiful. He wanted to go there. Because one night, fussing with my stamp collection, fussing means worrying about, searching. When he was worried about his stamps, he found, well, do you know what a first day cover? He found a first day cover. Charlie explains what a first day cover is. A first day cover is when a new stamp is issued. Stamp collectors buy some and use them to mail envelope to themselves. When some new stamp is issued, the stamp collectors use that stamp on an envelope, and then they post that envelope on their own address, and the postmark proves the date. The postmark proves the date of the issuing of the stamp. The envelope is called a first day cover. They are never opened. These first day covers are never opened. You just put blank paper, because only blank paper is put in that envelope. That might among my oldest first day covers, I found one that shouldn't have been there. That night, when he was fussing with his stamps, he was very much surprised, because one first day cover was there that shouldn't have been there, but it in reality existed there. I was there because someone had mailed it to my grandfather at his home in Galesburg. The first day cover was mailed to the grandfather of Charlie in Galesburg, Illinois. What the address on the envelope said, it was confirmed from the address, and it had been there since July 18, 1894, and it was in his collection from July 18, 1894. The postmark showed that. I didn't remember it at all. The stamp was a 6 cent, and a stamp of 6 pennies was fixed on that. That was of dull brown with a picture of President Garfield, because President Garfield existed in 1890s. Naturally, when the envelope came to Granddad in the mail, it went right into his collection and stayed there. It was natural that the first day cover was enveloped by his granddad by the mail, and it was there in his collection till I took it out and opened it. But today Charlie opened it. Charlie was surprised. The paper inside wasn't blank, as it used to be earlier. In the first day cover, only blank paper used to be there. But that first day cover was opened, and in that the paper was not blank. Here was a letter in that. The contents of the letter is given. Charlie, I got to wishing that you were right. Here Sam writes to Charlie that every time he wished that whatever Charlie knew about the third level, that should have been in reality. And Charlie, it's true. You were true. Third level really existed. I found the third level. Now Sam Winner is able to find the third level. I have been here 2 weeks. He had reached there for the last 2 weeks. Down the street at the deli, someone is playing a piano. He was very much happy at the wonderful, pleasant scenario of the place, because someone is playing piano. They are all out on the front porch singing Sing Nelly Home. People are sitting in the porch. They are singing songs. I am invited over the lemonade. Sam Winner told that he has been invited on a lemon party. Come on back, Charlie and Louisa. He has written to Charlie that he must come on the third level with his wife. Keep looking till you find the third level. He addressed Charlie that he must keep looking for the third level until and unless he is not able to find the third level. It's worth it, he told that. It's amazing. And Charlie must come to that level. The letter doesn't really exist, but it was only hallucination. It was a wishing dream wish fulfillment of Charlie. Because daydream wish fulfillment is when something doesn't exist at all, but we can see that in reality because we have a strong desire to feel that. At the stamp and coin store I found out that Sam bought $800 worth of old style currency. After that, to confirm, Charlie went to the coin dealer's store, and here he got that Sam Winner had bought $800 of old style currency. That ought to set him up a nice little hay feed and grain business. Hay means fodder. Sam Winner would be able to establish his new business of hay feed and grain there because he used to tell that he wanted to go to the third level. He certainly cannot go back to his old business. And also, at the third level, he would not be able to continue his new business that was of psychiatrist because in Galesburg, Illinois, in 1894, people didn't suffer from anxiety and worry, and no psychiatrists were required. His old business, why Sam was my psychiatrist. Psychiatrist could not work in 1894. Okay, here completes the chapter.